Hey there, it is Rachel and it is summertime. So you probably want your kids to be going outside more and doing activities that are engaging their brain and their body. And what do they want to do? They want to be on screens more. So I have had a lot of parents lately ask me, how do I get my child to be okay with being on screens less? And it really would make our lives easier if kids were okay with being on screens less, because then there'd be fewer power struggles, there'd be less negotiation. They would actually get off their device when they're supposed to without all the negativity and the nagging. So it would make our lives a lot easier. And I am here to tell you that you're not necessarily going to get them to be okay with being on screens less, because they do enjoy being on screens. And I mentioned this in a very recent video. There are reasons they enjoy being on screens so much, and we have to respect those reasons. They're not going to be okay with someone taking it away from them and telling them that there's nothing they can do about it. Just like you wouldn't be okay if someone wanted to take away something you cared about and told you there was nothing you could do about it. If someone told you you couldn't have your coffee or your wine or your chocolate, whatever it is that you enjoy, you wouldn't necessarily be okay with it. Your job, though, as a parent isn't to get them to be okay with it. Your job as a parent is to set firm and respectful boundaries, and I'm going to give you language for that in a moment. But your job is to set firm and respectful boundaries and then not get sucked into their yuck when they do have feelings because a boundary has been set. They're allowed to have feelings. Your job as a parent is to recognize that it's okay that they're frustrated or annoyed or upset, that they have to be on screens less. So again, you want to just set that boundary and not get sucked in. So here's what it sounds like to set a firm and respectful boundary. A firm and respectful boundary starts with being in their world with them. So you could say something like, you really want to be on your device because it's a relaxing part of the day. You're not saying you want to be on your device because it's a relaxing part of the day, but you're actually acknowledging their perspective without adding the but. And then you want to say the rule in the house is that you can be on screens however many hours you're allowing them to be on screens. And then you can ask them, is there something you need to make this a little bit easier for you or a little bit less painful for you? So you're respecting their perspective first in a statement, a because statement. You enjoy this because. Then you're setting the boundary and asking if they need help meeting that boundary. That is a firm and respectful way to tell them about screens. Now, just because you did those three steps doesn't mean they're all of a sudden going to be okay with the boundary. Again, they're going to get upset. But your measure of success as a parent needs to shift from my child was okay with it to I handled it in a way that I feel good about as a parent. If your job is to always make kids okay with your limits and your rules, you're going to set yourself up for failure. But you can always enforce boundaries and deliver boundaries in a way that makes you feel good as a parent. That's actually in your control, and that is something that you can do. So again, shifting that measure of success from I'm getting my kids to be okay with it to I handled it in a way that made me feel good as a parent, that is going to help you feel a lot more in control than trying to get your kids to be happy with something that, you know what, they may never be happy with. So if you want more tips like this, including language for how to deliver boundaries and how to get through the summer, feel free to join my free Facebook group. It's called Your Parenting Long Game Your Parenting Long Game Podcast Community. And I'll be giving lots of tips, lots of ways to say phrases. I'm actually even bringing in some guest experts this summer into the community. So I look forward to seeing you in these videos and in the Facebook group in the future. Take care.